Welcome to my presentation on the effects of female labor force participation, ages 15 plus, on Asian populations in 2023. So I was interested in this because seems like a good way to show both how important labor force participation is, as well as um, gender equality. So I compared the female labor force participation percentages with various different aspects: GDP growth percentage, percent of GDP on military expenditure, whether or not a country is labeled as free, um, how many deaths of children there are under the age of 5, as well as political violence rates. My data does not include Palestine or Taiwan, and all of it, not all of it, most of it comes from the World Data Bank. And then my freedom rate comes from Freedom House, and my political violence rates come from acleddata.com. So, first graph here I'm showing is the effects of female labor force participation on GDP growth. So as you can see here, as female labor force increases, so if it's above that 3.03 average, then GDP growth also increases. And we have that positive correlation. Next, I notated whether or not a country was free, partially free, or not free. And as you can see, the percent of participation if a country is free is 58.285%, which is significantly greater than if a country is partially free or not free. And the partially free is only a little bit above not free. So it's that free status that seems to really make an impact on, or at least seems to have a large correlation between the average percent of female labor force participation. And then my final slide I'm showing to you guys is comparing the average percent of female labor force participation and the death rate of children under the age of 5. So as you can see here, I took the average death rate, which is 39.31%, and I compared the high and low death rates. So if you have an average death rate below, or if the death rate is below the 39.31%, the average female labor force participation is at 48.8%. And if it is above that average, the participation is at 39.5%. So once again, a significant increase in what we have. And so basically what I just wanted to say is that it does seem that there is a correlation between the female labor force participation and these different outcomes. And then what I do want to also note is that, once again, this does not include Taiwan and Palestine, so it does not speak for all of Asia, and it definitely does not speak for the whole world. More research would have to be done to see how that works. And of course, you need many more studies to show whether or not female labor force participation and these outcomes are causal relationships. Thank you for listening.